Next item is approval of the bills. Can I have a motion to approve the bills? Moved by Barbara Winicky, second by Christina Castro. Any questions on the bills? Hearing none, Pat, please call the roll.
Auger? Yes. Castro? Yes. Donahue?
Yes.
Ford?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Dillon?
Yes.
Hayden?
Yes.
Kenyon?
Yes.
Lazar?
Yes.
Molina? Pollard?
Yes.
Silva?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Taylor? Vasquez?
Yes.
Yes.
The bills are approved. Under bids this morning, we have three resolutions. The first is 2255, a resolution authorizing retention of site engineering services for the Natural Resources Department Development Facility. The next is 2256, a resolution accepting a bid for tree and brush thinning at Freeman Kane Forest Preserve. And the next is 2257, authorizing retention of engineering services for the trail and parking lot development at Bruner. Could I have a motion to approve these? Moved by Mr. Fraz, second by Mrs. Auger. I note that Ms. Taylor has to abstain from 2255 when we vote, and ask that the roll reflect that.
John, I too. I have to abstain on that one too.
Okay, Mr. Vasquez also abstains on 2255. Any discussions on any of the bids? Hearing none, Pat, please call the roll.
Auger?
Yes.
Castro? Yes. Ramos?
Yes.
Donahue? Yes. Ford?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Dillon?
Yes.
Hayden?
Yes.
Kenyon?
Yes.
Lazar?
Yes.
Molina? Yes. Pollard?
Yes.
Silva? Yes. Smith?
Yes.
Taylor? Vasquez?
Yes.
Winicky? Yes.
Sheffler is present.
Sheffler. Mr. Sheffler, your
Yes.
vote? His vote is a yes. All right, resolutions 2255 through 2257 are approved. Under intergovernmental, we have a number of items this morning. First is 2258, authorizing an amendment to the intergovernmental agreement with the Village of South Elgin in relation to John Deere Forest Preserve. 2259 is a resolution supporting Kane County Corridor Management Plan, designating Pooley Road as a rustic road. 2260 is a resolution for the expansion of the Nature Preserve at Freeman Kane. And 2261 is a resolution authorizing purchase of natural gas and electricity through a contract process. I'll ask for a motion to approve these. Moved by Mr. Kenyon, second by Mr. Heyman. Discussion? I know there was some discussion at the committee apparently about the natural gas bidding process, and the proposal that we have right now would result in a savings of roughly $4,500. This is an annual process. I know the county is planning on going out to bid their utilities. That isn't going to take place apparently until January, and so we can monitor that situation. If that results in a more significant savings, then we can shift over to that program at that time. Are there any questions? Hearing none, Pat, please call the roll.
Auger?
Yes.
Castro?
Yes.
Ramos?
Yes.
Donahue?
Yes.
Ford?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Dillon? Yes. Hayden?
Yes.
Kenyon?
Yes.
Lazar?
Yes.
Molina? Yes. Pollard?
Yes.
Sheffler?
Yes.
Silva? Yes. Smith?
Yes.
Taylor? Yes. Vasquez?
Yes.
Winicky? Yes.
Resolutions 2258 through 2261 are approved. Next item is Resolution 2262. It's a resolution authorizing the inclusion of compensation paid under the Internal Revenue Code Section 125 plan as IMRF earnings. Moved by Mr. Vasquez. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Davis. Discussion? Hearing none, Pat, please call the roll.
Auger?
Yes.
Castro?
Yes.
Ramos?
Yes.
Donahue?
Yes.
Ford?
Yes.
Ross? Dillon?
Yes.
Hayden?
Yes.
Kenyon?
Yes.
Lazar?
Yes.
Molina? Pollard?
Yes.
Sheffler?
Yes.
Silva? Yes. Smith?
Yes.
Taylor? Yes. Vasquez?
Yes.
Winicky?
Yes.
Resolution 2262 is approved. The final resolution is Resolution 2254, which was set over for last month. This is a resolution accepting the 2014-2015 estimated budget for purposes of levying taxes. And I'll ask for a motion to approve this.
I'll move
Moved
it.
by Barbara Winicky, second by Drew Froz. The only change to this budget was a modification of the revenue sources to cover the operations. It includes a $150,000 grant from the Riverboat Fund, the purpose of which is to attempt to allow us to keep our operating levy flat. Everything else is consistent. This came with the recommendation of the overall budget, with the exception of that one item, came to us with recommendation of the Finance Committee and the Executive Committee. And today it's up for approval so that we can move forward with the budget calendar. Any questions? Mr. Vasquez?
How long is that going to happen, John? How long are we going to take riverboat money to continue to offset the budget? If need?
Well, the resolution that was passed at the county was a 2-year resolution. It was $150,000 this year and $225,000 next year. Now we can revisit. Obviously, it's the will of this commission to set its own budget and set its own levy. What we're voting on today is for 1 year only. And then we'll work through the process again next year, evaluate available resources, and make a decision. We're also at the same time going to discuss over the next year user fees and rental income from farm licenses and things of that nature to provide additional resources that could help us as well. Are there any other questions, Mr. Scheffler?
This is for the purpose of the levy. Are you anticipating further budget adjustments periodically?
No,
No.
This is it. This would be the final. All right, if there's no further, Mrs. Taylor?
I have a question. With this being for this year, one vote that's applicable for all the levies, from prior years, we have separated each of those levies out as individual votes. I'm just wondering why it's come together all as one vote.
That will be at the November meeting. This sets up the framework for the resolutions that would be drafted for that meeting.
Thanks.
Yes, okay, Myrna, I'm sorry.
With the 2% increase estimate, I remember last year you did a review, so not every employee is going to get 2%. Some employees might not get any increases. So that extra money, is that going to just be in the reserves for next year? So we don't maybe anticipate another 2% increase next year in?
Well, I would say that that's a good question. I mean, we have tried to be competitive with our compensation. I think the average adjustment overall has been 2%, Myrna, so I wouldn't expect a significant reduction in that amount going forward. But if there were certain employees that didn't merit the increase, the salary adjustments, then yes, those funds would be available for next year's budget. All right, if there's no further questions, Pat, please call the roll.
Allen.
Aye.
Auger.
Yes.
Ferrero. Yes. Castro. Yes. Gallo.
Yes.
Donahue.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Frost.
Yes.
Gillum.
Yes.
Haven.
Yes.
Tenen.
Yes.
Kazar.
Yes.
Lewis.
Yes.
Molina. Pollock.
Yes.
Sheffler.
Yes.
Silva.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Starr. Yes. Taylor. Yes. Vasquez.
No.
Winicky.
Yes.
Resolution 2254 is approved. Are there any comments of the commissioners this morning? Hearing none, I just would like to thank Barbara Winicky for covering it executive on Friday. And I know Monica has a few announcements today.
Yeah. First thing, we had our National Public Lands Day last weekend at Schweitzer Forest Preserve where we planted trees. I'd like to thank Commissioners Hayman, Auger, and Gillum for attending that. It looks like they had a good time. And I think we planted over 600 trees, so it was a very productive day. Secondly, several of us attended the Illinois Association of Park Districts Best of the Best Awards that were held September 20th, and we received several recognitions that evening. First of all, our Commissioner Barbara Winicky received her 15-year service award on the Forest Preserve Commission. Next, we received 2 awards for projects. One was, this is the award that we received for the best green practices. And in attendance with us that evening were several members of our green team, Drew Alberg, Valerie Blaine, and Rob Cleve. So I appreciate them being with us that evening, as well as we also had Commissioner Drew Fraz with us that evening. Our second award that we won was an intergovernmental award with St. Charles Park District for the development of the River Bend project over at Tecawitha Woods Forest Preserve. So it was a fun evening, and forest preserves were recognized very well that evening. There were 2 other forest preserves that received some awards. So, and lastly, we were just informed this week that we've won an award through the Chicago Wilderness, which is let me get this right, it is recognition of natural areas restoration. And we were receiving an award for the maintenance and restoration efforts at Dick Young Forest Preserve. And that will be held at the Chicago Wilderness Annual Dinner at Loyola University on November 6th. We're going to be getting a table for that event as well, so if anyone would like to attend, please let me know. I have invitations too, so I can give you information on that today before you leave.
Mr. Smith.
Monica, I'd just like to comment that your idea of putting the agenda up for the benefit of the audience is a great idea. Thank you very much for doing that.
All right, any other comments? Hearing none, there is no need for executive session. I'll entertain a motion to place on file the department reports. Moved by Mr. Heyman, second by Mr. Kenyon. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Entertain a motion to adjourn. Moved by Mr. Kenyon, second by Mr. Davis. All those in favor say aye. Aye. We are adjourned until November 12th. Thank you.